Bloggo's POW.
Right, let's have a look at 4 Neo Geo Pocket Conversions of sorts. Right, so first off we have Metalstock First Mission. So not strictly a conversion of the arcade game, but very much based on it. So here we go, Rebel Armies, Weapons Army, yada yada yada, skip that. A little map, I like little maps, they're nice. Send metal slug, yada yada yada, mission, destroy, yeah. Emergency mobilization, and here we go. Yep, so a nice little version of Metal Slug here. Well within the confines of the hardware here. Ooh, heavy machine gun. And it plays as you'd expect it to. Except smaller and pocketer. Pocketer, is that a word? I think it is now. Look at the little guys that give you bonuses from inside the pants and a carriage clock. Well done, win a carriage clock and a torch. What's this generation game? There's a tank there which needed shooting from below. I didn't need to, but it was slightly. Oh, and a zip wire. And the machine guns over all so quickly. Worth noticing, you can, by pressing the start button, switch between grenade and handgun. Obviously the Neo Geo Pocket only really actually having 2 functional buttons. And we're straight to a slug stage with that rather legally questionable design for a little tank, which based on that the tank from Dominion Tank Police, but no real surprises. Games have been lifting from anime for absolutely years, but hey, not really going to complain. It was just one of those things when you first play it, you think, oh, it's the tank from Tank Police, oh that's cool. The enemy tanks are not so much of a bullet sponge in this as they are in the original arcade game. Maybe to keep the game snappier and running at a faster pace for a handheld sort of quick jaunt. Oh, and we're done, and we're out of tank. And into the plane, the slug flyer. Yeah, it changes up the gameplay pretty quickly. You're not stuck with the standard Metal Slug run and gun gameplay, which in some ways I think is a shame. But this is, I think it's nice just mixing it up. But I would have liked some more run and gun. We're going straight for using 2 different types of slug within the space of a few minutes. Another carriage clock. A blankety-blank checkbook and pen. A gold shield. A can of gas. Oh, let's see what you could have won. Oh. And one to a boss. Oh, heavy machine gun, we'll have that. Worth noting, I'm dead. It's a 1 life game. You do have Dingy Bar, which is nice, but yeah, it's a 1 life game. But yeah, pretty good version of Metal Slug on here, I think. Now after that slightly epileptic intro, next game is PacMan. So all the gangs here. Shadow, Speedy, Bashful, Inky, Pokey, Clyde. So we have a choice of game modes. So let's start with scrolling. So this keeps the resolution similar to the arcade. I'm crap at PacMan, by the way. Oh, see what I mean? Oh, shit. Anyway, it keeps the resolution of the arcade. In a trade-off, the entire play area scrolls, which of course causes its own problems because you can't see where all the ghosts are at any one time and plan your moves. So, whereas that's a problem, I do appreciate the resolution here. Oh crap, see I told you I was crap on PacMan. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the full screen mode. You can see instantly that's going to be easier to play, but the resolution's not quite there. I mean, the Neo Geo Pocket does have quite a low resolution screen. I mean, it was great for the time, but it's not. Not maybe up to I don't know what it's up to. I don't know. I'm trying to concentrate on playing PacMan, which is a game I'm famously crap at. But it feels good enough. What's interesting is the game came with a little thing you stuck onto the Neo Geo's clicky stick to almost like a full-gate switch, where you would it would limit you to just moving in right angles to make it easier to play. Oh, it's all got shit, hasn't it? So that's nice. So that's a nice little version of PacMan. But I think, as he covered a great deal of PacMan in his own "What Should We Play This On" video, which you should watch, I'll pop a link below, I'll leave the last words on this to Dudley from Yesterzine.
So not to spoil my video too badly, there were various problems with the versions made for handhelds when PacMan was, just about, still a current game. The Game Gear version shows only part of the play area thanks to the Game Gear having a lower resolution than U on January the 3rd. The Game Boy version is obviously also in black and white, which means you can't tell the ghosts apart. For decent players of PacMan who have the personalities of the ghosts memorised, both of these are absolute killers. Especially in 2020 when we can play whichever goddamn version we want. The Lynx did not have a PacMan game, but does have a Ms. PacMan, which is okay, except the map's in entirely the wrong aspect ratio. There's a Game Boy Color version, but that's just the Game Boy version, but with colour, so we're still scrolling about the joint. There is no good standalone handheld version of PacMan. The nearest you have is a collection on the Game Boy Advance. I didn't know of the Neo Geo Pocket Color version, but it passes Test 1 instantly by offering both full screen and scrolling modes. Test 2 is easily hurdled too. That's the shape a PacMan board should be. It controls as well as anything from this era too, and notably supports holding down a direction like right to take the next opportunity to go that way. The Ghosts too appear, as far as amateur old me can tell, to follow their arcade AI patterns, not always true of versions that are remakes rather than emulators. So yeah, hidden on this slightly unknown machine in the West might just be the only really decent standalone handheld version of the original arcade PacMan. Excellent.
Wise words there from Dudley, thank you very much. You can catch his channel on the link below. Right, so next up we've got King of Fighters R2. And as you can imagine, being an SNK console, there's a lot of fighting games on here. There's 2 King of Fighters, there's Samurai Showdown, there's Last Blade, there's Gal Fighters, and the Match of the Millennium, and those are only the ones I can think of off the top of my head. So here we go, King of Fighters R2. So King of Fighters mode, Team mode, Extra, and pick your team folk. We're always gonna have Yuri and Mai and Athena. It's nice that it lets you edit the team rather than the earlier King of Fighters games where it forces you on a whole team, but And you get a little cutscene thing as well, which is nice. Okay, so this is standard King of Fighters fare. And I've forgotten how to do any of the moves, so that's a bit more like it. Oh dear. Yeah, those things are always better when you're doing a rehearsal. When I tested this out yesterday, just a quick go on it, did a lot better than this. Oh, we'll move on to the second character, IOE. Oh, so you hit combo. I'm almost looking competent. I'm not good at SNK games, or the King of Fighters games. Not as much as I'm at Street Fighter. I'm not good at Street Fighter by any stretch of the imagination, but at least I sort of know what I'm doing on those. But this is pretty good. It looks nice, it plays quite well. Almost imagine if you wanted a handheld fighting game on the go back in 1999, you wouldn't have gone far wrong with this. Oh, that was quite special. So yes, King of Fighters R2, that's pretty good. Bit redundant these days, and when you can get like arcade perfect versions of Street Fighter on the Switch, but it's a nice thing to see. It's a nice bit of a gaming history. How you'd have a 1-on-1 2D fighting game before the Game Boy Advance came out. Okay, good stuff. Let's move along. Alrighty, the last game we have is Buster Move Pocket. So, fairly straightforward conversion of a classic puzzly sort of bubble bursting game. So it's fairly standard stuff. It's nice. It's in colour, which I suppose is nice for a game that just depends on colour. But let's see if we can get that around there. We do. And of course, in these early stages, you have a guider to help you, which is always handy. Oh, we don't want to be getting that up there, don't we? There we go. Fantastic trick shot. Again, a fairly competent conversion of the original arcade game. Well, that had the desired effect. Lovely. And that did not. Whoops. I go a little bit cross-eyed playing this sometimes. And this is one of those times. Ah, it is like a trash compactor. It's coming down from the ceiling to squish my bubbles into me. My dinosaur is looking very worried at the moment. But that was easy. Was that like a bonus stage? So yeah, pretty good stuff. Even if I'm not particularly good at it.
Welcome to bonus day.
Right, lastly we have our bonus game, which is Manic Miner. Brilliant. Some mad chap thought that Manic Miner needed to be on Neo Geo Pocket. It's a PD version, it's not official, but interesting nonetheless. And a little bit different because it scrolls but keeps the resolution up, so a bit like PacMan in that respect. But with Manic Miner you don't necessarily need to see the whole of the screen to get by. And look at that, the muscle memory is still there. I still know roughly exactly what I'm doing. I do think the jumps feel a little bit off on this, and the collision detection on the keys isn't quite as generous. At least I don't think so anyway. But hey, what do I know? I used to play on the Commodore 64 and that's probably a sin in most people's eyes. Oh, come on. And we're off. Lovely. One thing we've noticed, we've got no sound, so let's pop some sound over the top from here on in. Alright, onto the cold room. I can't remember the... Oh shit. This is a really cracking little version of Manic Miner. I've done it all wrong, haven't I? Should have got that as a tennis racket there. Oh shit. Okay, let's go for that first this time. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. Not going to reach Eugene's lair this way, am I? Wait for Percy the Penguin to come back. Off you go, Percy. Right. Right, looking a bit better this time. And we're out. Menagerie. Oh, Christ. Ah, shit. Yeah, nice little version of Manic Miner there for your bonus game. So there was 4 games on the Neo Geo Pocket which were sort of conversions. What did you think of them? Comment below.
Yeah, subscribe or naff off.